We've been sitting here, we're burning fuel, so no, actually we still got plenty of fuel. AP only burns 200 pounds an hour, so. All right, so what I was saying here, what were we doing here? Yeah, okay, we were at the overhead panel. Now you can see. Just let me know in this. Just text me again if you encounter any issues. All right, so we got the left aft fuel pump on. Circuit breakers are in. Let's go ahead and go into the Pilotedge client. And you know what I didn't do is I forgot to file a flight plan with Pilotedge. Let's go ahead and pre-file flight with Pilotedge. And let me put my credentials in. I forgot to do all this. Silly me. Alright, Southwest 5175 or Slant Lima. That is our route, and our alternate airport is going to be LAX. We're only going to be at 26,000 feet today because it's a very short flight and it doesn't make any sense to go any higher. It's not efficient and all that other stuff. Alright, file flight plan. Flight plan filed, and we'll go ahead and connect to the Pilotedge client. Southwest 5175. There we go. Perfect. Alright, now that we've got all that taken care of, let's continue on. Alright, so we got panel lighting on, equipment cooling is normal, arm the emergency exit lights, get the seatbelt signs on, and the right wiper's parked, windshield wiper, and window heats are on already. Pitot heats will come on once we're pushing back. Engine and wing anti-ice is off. And electric hydraulic pumps off, engine hydraulic pumps on, low pressure lights. Okay, we got the forward entry, aft cargo, and forward cargo and aft cargo doors open. So we're going to go ahead and close doors at this point since the aircraft's already loaded. So doors, close door, next page, cargo, forward and aft. And we should see all those doors close. There we go. That's it. So. Now let's go back up to the overhead panel. Doors are closed, the lights are extinguished. That usually means they're closed. And we'll check pressurization is 0. The cabin is not pressurized. We want to make sure of that when it's on the ground. And the cabin's not climbing or descending. And the air conditioning or heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, we'll just keep it all auto. We've got the ram doors open for cooling and dual bleed. Recirculation fans are on. APU bleed is on. Left and right packs are on. Isolation valves open, and engine and APU bleeds on. We'll go ahead and set the cruise altitude. It's going to be 26,000 feet today. And we're going to set the landing altitude, which is going to be let me see if I can, I think it's 970 feet, Ontario. 944. 944 feet. That was close. So 944 is going to round to 950. So we'll go 950, and pressurization's auto. Outflow valves are open for pressurization. Those should be open. Or the outflow valve, which is on the right side here. Let's go ahead and make sure it is open. You can hear a lot of big words getting thrown around, so like I said, it's, you know, there it is. So that's the outflow valve right there. You see that little door right there? It's open. So as we climb into the sky, that's going to start to close, and it's going to start to pressurize the cabin so people could breathe and they don't pass out. Yeah, that's very important. All right. So that is open, and 26,950 there. Position light is on. Landing lights off. Engine start switches are off. Let's go ahead and check the compass. Compass is reading like a 057, and we got our 054 there. That's about right. 054, 055. Our navigational displays are showing the same for both the captain and the first officer. The gear is down, flaps are up, in agreement, speed brake is up, and let's go ahead and check we're going to be flying from the first officer's side today. I like flying from the right seat, so let's go ahead and check the oil quantity on the engine oil quantity. Alright, hydraulic quantity is good, is sufficient. And let's go ahead and check the engine oil quantity, and I've got 100% on each side, or it's usually 12 quarts. 12 quarts is full. So, and that's good. And like I said, flaps are up, throttles are idle, speed brake is down, and yep, let's go ahead and get some panel lighting here for the center pedestal. Not that one, this one. Alright, center pedestal, and then let's go ahead and get the main panel lighting on, and we'll get the captain's main panel lighting on as well. Alright, so we got fuel and payload loaded and verified. Let's go ahead and go down to the flight management computer, the brains of the operation. Now, these are all these new aircraft, you know, in this day and age, it's what pilots use. Pilots are basically nowadays button pushers. They don't really do much, and you're going to see that here. There's not a lot of hand flying involved anymore with these airplanes. It's all, you know, there's just a lot of automation, so. But, you know, anyway. So let's go ahead and go menu, FMC. We're going to verify that we are a 737, Boeing 737-800 with winglets, and that the navigation data is active and it's good till July 18th, which is actually tomorrow. And then I've got to update this, just like in the real world, you have to update the nav data because departure procedures change and all kinds of things change. And position initialization, so we're currently at Las Vegas, getting the heck out of here. And the route origin is Las Vegas. We're going to expect runway 8 left today for departure. So we're going to plan for 8 left, but we might get 26 right, which is the other side of 8 left. And the destination is going to be Ontario Airport. We're going home. And our flight today is Southwest 5175. Now keep in mind, everything that you're seeing here is done by 2 crew members. I'm doing all this by myself, so it makes the workload immensely higher. That's what makes it fun. Even though there's a lot of automation built into these airplanes, it's still a very complex airplane, and not that I'm bragging or anything, just saying. And it's a very clean airplane. It just doesn't want to slow down. 737 is known for that. So you really have to plan your descent. So anyway, let's go ahead and go departure arrival. Our departure today is going to be the Boche departure out of Las Vegas, and it's going to be the WIG transition for runway 08 left, and Boche WIG, and the arrival is going to be the Eagles. Oops. What did I do here? The Eagles 2 arrival for the 26s, and the transition is going to be Fila. And it's probably not going to be the ILS for 26 left, but it doesn't even matter. Most likely it's going to be a visual approach for us today, because weather is clear, and we probably won't do an instrument approach. So, and then we have a discontinuity here because it doesn't know how to get from here to there, so we're just going to copy and paste that. And now we have direct, how we're going to get there. So basically VIA and 2. VIA is, what are you going to use? Are you going to use, what freeway are you going to use to get there? Well, we're going to go direct to Fila. Then Fila, we're going to do the Eagles arrival, basically. So let's go ahead and verify that. Let's go ahead and verify that the arrival is correct here. Go back here. Okay, I'm using my iPad. So the Boche 8 departure. So initially we're going to take off and we're going to Waste. And then that should be about a 079 course, 2,682 feet. And then from Waste, we're going to Baker. And actually, we can show you what it looks like here if you want. See what I'm looking at. It's going to be the Eagles. Where is it? That's the arrival. Boche departure, not the Eagles. So from Waste, we're going to Baker. And from Baker, we're going to go to Mini. At or above 8,000 at Mini. And then Hit Me, and then from Hit Me to Boche, and then from Boche we're going to go to WIG at or above 13,000 at Boche. So those are altitude restrictions basically. So we have to be at or above those, at those waypoints. We have to be at or above that altitude. That's basically what that means. And then at Pyrrhic, and these are all puns. All these waypoints they're supposed to mean stuff. I don't know what they mean though. Sometimes you can figure it out. Hit Me, you know. I mean, that's pretty obvious. So from WIG, Boche WIG, Fela. So now we'll verify the arrival and just make sure that the arrival is correct. Jeez, come on. Alright, the Eagles 2 arrival going to be from Should be from Fila. Alright, so from Fila, which is going to be our transition, we're going to go to Pyrik, whatever that, Pyrik, something like that, Larson. 280 knots of speed in flight level 240 or above. At Larson 210, or flight level 210 to flight level 220. Then at John Boy, I guess that's what that means, John Boy, flight level 210 or B, which means below. So we have to be below 21,000 feet, or, yes, or at 21,000 feet. And then from John Boy, we're going to go to Jackie, flight level 190 to 17,000, Gabney. And let's go to the next page here on the arrival. We got Gabney at or below 16,000, Gray 14,000 to 11,000, Hino 11,000 or above, Seong 11,000 or above, Eagles 9,000 feet, 240 knots, and then Stoneman, since we are going to be the runway 26 transition. Now that could change on us and they can give us 08, but the winds currently out of Ontario are coming out of the west, so we're going to be landing west. We're not going to be landing east. Now if the Santa Anas were kicking in, which we all know and love, then we would be landing east because the winds shift when the Santa Anas are blowing. So, yeah. And we can explain how and why that works later. But right now, we're just, since we verified that, we're going to get vectors. We're going to activate it, execute, since we verified it's all correct. So the route is in. Initial reference, our zero fuel weight today is 126,000 pounds. Our reserves, we're estimating we're going to have 5,400 pounds of fuel on board landing at Ontario. Cost index is going to be 100. And we're planning for 9,800 pounds of fuel, which is where we're currently at. Cruise altitude is flight level 260 or 26,000 feet. So above 18,000 feet, we call them flight levels. Now in Europe, it's at 10,000 feet. They start calling them flight levels. But here in the United States, it's 18,000 feet. And then we look here, transition altitude is set at 18,000. So the airplane knows that we are in the United States. We are not leaving. If we were leaving to go to Europe or something, then we would have to put a different transition altitude in there. Once again, that's all irrelevant information, and I tend to ramble on about it. So the winds are reported to be 051 at Niner, so not very much wind. And the top of climb temperature is minus 21 degrees Celsius. So minus 21. Which is going to give us we're plus 16 degrees above standard, so it's a hot day today. It is warm. So it's minus 6 at 26,000 feet, minus 6 degrees Fahrenheit, which is basically 16 degrees Celsius warmer than it should be, or whatever 6 Fahrenheit is in Celsius. So that's how we know it's a warm day outside. ISA's International Standard Atmosphere. And that's basically an N1 limit. So we're going to derate, we're going to reduce the thrust on the engines for takeoff. We're not very heavy, so 91.8%. We're going to be flaps 5 takeoff today, and our speeds for getting the nose up, we call these our V speeds. So V1 is the decision speed. Basically at V1 or below, at V1 we're committed. We have to continue. We can't stop, because if we try to stop at or above V1, we might overrun the runway. So if we have an engine failure at or above V1, we have to continue. V1 is 138, VR is 138, and V2 is 141. And the trim is 5.37 units, and we're within the CG range. So let's go ahead and set 5.37. So we want to make sure it's in the takeoff range there. Okay, that's about 5.37. That's close enough. And then we'll also note that the trim is set 5.37 units. So let's go ahead and do that. 7 on the trim. And the V speed's 138, 138, 138, and 141. And we're going to go ahead and set 141 plus 10 up here in the MCP in case we lose an engine. Which is going to be 151, and we'll climb at V2 plus 10. There we go. And our top altitude we don't know yet until we get our clearance from ATC. And we will get that soon. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and set the initial course for the Boch 8 departure, which is going to be 079er, let's go ahead and set 079er. There it is, 079er set. And we can see that is, the pink magenta line is where we're going to be flying, if we do end up taking off runway 08 left, that is. And that's basically it. And let's go ahead and execute that. And now our V-speeds should be populated into our speed tape here. Speeds on the left and altitudes on the right, basically. Okay, so anyway, at this point let's do the pre-flight checklist. So pre-flight oxygen is tested. Let's go ahead and test the oxygen for the first officer and the captain's side. Let's go ahead and do that as well. Alright, instrument nav and instrument transfer switches are in the normal position. Yes, they all are. That's good. Yaw damper is on. Yes, it is. And we have the light extinguished. Emergency exit lights are armed. Window heats are on. Pressurization mode is auto. Flight instruments are set. Heading and altitude. Altitude we don't know yet. We're going to get that. Our top altitude once we contact ATC. GPS is set. And the nav instruments. In this case, we're not using GPS. We're using the IRS. Parking brake is not set. We're going to go ahead and do that now. Let's go ahead and set it. And we'll get our feet on the brakes. And then we're going to go ahead and remove the wheel chocks that are in place. So wheel chocks are removed. Now, as you can see, there's no more wheel chocks. Magic, huh? Alright, let's go ahead and set the parking brake. If it wants to set, doesn't seem like it. Come on. There you go. Alright, parking brake set. And we said the throttle is idle, flaps, everything else is up, and we've already verified the oil quantity in the engines and hydraulic quantity. Alright, so pre-flight check is complete. Lots of work that needs to be done. It's not just like in your car, you turn your car on and, you know, just go. And I'm omitting some things too. I'm not doing everything that a flight crew would do in the real world because it would just take too much time. And it's only a simulator, so, you know. So let's go ahead and get the ATIS for Las Vegas. And the ATIS is basically an automated weather observation. It'll give you the wind, it'll give you the temperature, and we have to present that to ATC prior to contacting them. So we can get it in a text format, or we can play it.
McCarran International Airport Information Uniform.
Let's go ahead and get it.
2256 Zulu. Wind variable at 3. Visibility 10. 12,000 scattered. To 5,000 scattered. Temperature 43. Check density altitude. 2.13. Altimeter 2986. Visual approach runway 1 left, 1 right, in use. Departing runway 8 left.
Okay, well, she for some reason stopped talking to me. It keeps cutting out. We'll just go ahead and re-verify it. So 8 left, visual approach, read back all runway, verified, blah, 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 and operate transponder mode C. All right, we have information uniform and 2986 on the altimeter. So basically, that's, we have to set the altimeter to field elevation. We're going to go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and see what's going to happen. Okay, 2986. Let's go ahead and set that. 2986, and I've got both the captain and the first officer side together, and the standby altimeter in case we lose power. We still have a non-electrical gauge here, and field elevation here is about 2,180 feet, so that is correct. All right, perfect. All right, we have uniform. Let's go ahead and set up the comm radios. So our clearance delivery is 118.0. Let's go ahead and set that. All right, 118.0. We'll go ahead and we have to transmit on VHF1 because it's the only one that works. In real world, we have 3 VHF radios, but in the simulator, they can only hear me on VHF1. So let's go ahead and we've got that set. 118.0. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and set the ground frequency for pushback and taxi 121.1. And we should hear somebody. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and get our clearance. So we're Southwest 5175 today. Las Vegas Clearance Delivery, good evening, Southwest 5175 IFR to Ontario, and we have uniform.
Southwest 5175, Las Vegas, Nancy, Ontario, for approach A departure, wake transition, then is 5, climb via SID, squawk 2433.
Okay, we're cleared to Ontario Airport, Boche departure, wig transition, then is filed, climb via SID, squawk 2433, Southwest 5175.
Alpha 5175, read back correct.
Alright, 24...
American 21, descend and maintain 50290.
Oops, come on, 2433. So the transponder is basically a way that air
And
traffic
Limburg
control
Tower,
can see
Debonair
you as an
487
airplane.
Tango's off 27 at
And we have a
Bravo 5,
discrete,
ready for
we have a
taxi.
discrete code, as you
47
can
Tango
see, we
taxi
put it
for
in,
via Bravo will be a pass.
and that's basically, they can see us on their radar scope.
Taxi via Bravo
who
to
we
parking,
are.
and thank you for the Cat 10. Excellent job, you guys. Appreciate it. 487 Tango.
Alright, so that's basically it. Alright, so climb via SID, 2433. So basically we're just gonna climb via the published restrictions that are on the instrument departure, as we showed you over here for the Boche departure. So we're most likely going to get 8 left. This is basically going to be our routing out of the terminal area for Las Vegas, and basically we're going to be getting ready for our arrival very shortly after, because like I said, it's only 176 nautical miles today. So, okay, so we've got our clearance. Let's go ahead and switch to ground. And we're going to go put tower in, which is going to be 119.9er. 119er. Okay. And let's do the before start checklist. So let's go before start. Fuel pumps all coming on. And check the rest of the airplane here. Fuel pumps on. APU generator is online. And we'll get the pitot heats on. Wing and engine anti-ice off. Electric hydraulic pumps. We'll just say we've been cleared to pressurized hydraulic systems. And we see the low pressure lights extinguished. Now for the engine-driven hydraulic pumps, they're still on because the engines aren't turning. So until the engines start turning, then those hydraulic-driven pumps will start to operate. So that's why those are still on. Same thing with the drive generators here. We're not going to get any generator power from the engines if the drive lights are extinguished, because the engines aren't on. And then let's go ahead and get the anti-collision light on. We're going to go ahead, you know what, because it's 43 degrees Celsius, which is around 100 degrees Fahrenheit, we're going to go ahead and keep the packs on for now until we're ready to start the engines. I don't want the passengers to start sweating bullets back there. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and just keep the packs on for now until we're absolutely ready to start. So, before start checklist, fuel pumps, passenger signs on, windows set, MCP set, V1 is 138, VR is 138, V2 is 141. And pre-flight's complete, trim is set, 5.3 units, briefing's completed. Basically, we're going to depart, probably runway 08 left, Boche departure. At 80 knots, we'll cross-check airspeed indicators just to make sure that they're consistent with each other. And anything below V1, if we have an engine fire or a failure or a tire blows out, we will abort. At or above V1, we're going to continue. We're going to climb to our acceleration altitude at V2 plus 10, which is 151 knots. And then we'll begin to retract flaps. We'll come back around and land if we do lose an engine. And I am the pilot flying and the pilot monitoring, and there's no TAMs. We don't, no TAMs to speak of at Ontario. They've been reviewed, and no TFRs in the area, and that's it. So that's the briefing. That's a very short briefing, but that's basically what I'm going to do. Okay, flight deck doors locked.
American 130
Hydraulic panel
descend
set.
and
Air
maintain
conditioning packs are going to
111,000.
stay
Pump
on.
springs
Anti-collision
altimeter
light is
284.
on because we're going to start the engines. So I'm going to make sure the anti-collision light's on, which is that beacon. There it is, top and bottom. Make sure that they're both on. Okay, so let's go ahead and push back. And you know what? Let's go ahead and call them and ask them what runway we're going to expect tonight. At Las Vegas ground, good evening. What runway would we expect tonight for Southwest 5175?
South 51, depends where you're parked. We're departing to 25 into 19s.
Okay, yeah, we are at the Charlie gates for Southwest 5175.
Okay, right, it'll still be one of those two, either 26 or 19.
Okay. Is it at all possible that we can get 08 left for Southwest 5175?
Yeah, you can get 8 left at Alpha 8.
Okay, yeah, 8 left at Alpha 8. Thanks, Southwest 5175. Yes! I don't have to change anything, because then I would have to change the flight management computer, and I didn't want to do that. It's too much work. Alright, so 8 left at Alpha 8, he said. let's go ahead and put Alpha 8 here. Just note that. All right, so let's go ahead and push back. We're going to push back with the tail to the, or the nose to the right, and the tail's going to go to the left. So let's go ahead and do that. So push back. Turn nose to the right. We're going to go 90 degrees.
And ground.
There we go.
Good. All right, Captain. We're all set to go up here. We've been cleared to push and start at your discretion.
Because the ATIS said we were departing 08 left, so I don't know why he'd give me 25 right anyway. But
Doors closed. We are ready for pushback. Please park brake, please.
and it looks like the winds are still variable anyway. Winds are variable at 3 knots, so yeah, there's no tailwind component. It's basically dead calm. All right, parking brakes are released. Or parking brake is released.
Brakes off. Here we go.
Here we go. There we go. We're moving.
John Wayne, clearance for Logan, November 978 Alpha Papa, requesting VFR clearance,
All right.
VFR departure northeast with the weather at Dove.
Look at that beautiful sunset. Oh, you know what? Oh crap! I'm not rendering the actual time. No
Renton
wonder why
Alpha
it's a
Papa, going
sunset.
clearance on departure flighting 080, maintain VFR below
time and
3000,
season.
departure
Reset
frequency
that.
128.1,
There we go.
squawk 1427.
That would make perfect sense there.
Alright, departure
go ahead and reload
080, VFR under 3000, squawk 1427.
All right, there we go. See, now look, it's brighter.
Right off Papa, read that correct.
Because it's only 4:50 p.m. at Las Vegas. All right, so 8 left at Alpha 8. That's what he told me. Let's go ahead and get the taxi diagram, or airport diagram, because it gets confusing here at LAX. Correction, at Las Vegas. All right, so Alpha 8.
American 130, contact
we're at
SoCal
the
approach,
Charlie
126.7.
gate, so we're going to go Bravo. We're going to go Bravo 6, Bravo, Alpha 8. That's what it looks like there. So. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get the air conditioning packs off so we can start the engines.
American 130, yes, SoCal approach, weather cleared, visual approach, runway at 31 left.
All my views here. Yep. Engines aren't turning. Oh no. Oh, that's good enough for me. Go ahead and stop him here.
Water ski 4640, descend to pass, express and maintain
Water
15,000,
ski
Ontario altimeter
4640.
2991.
Interesting call sign. Okay.
Push is complete. Set parking brake, please.
All right. We'll go ahead and set parking brake for you.
All right, brakes are set and pressure's normal.
All right. Perfect. Let's go ahead and
Okay, sir,
packs
filter's
off.
Pin is out. Watch
Or we don't have enough bleed air to start the engines, so the engines
All right,
on
guys,
jet
thanks.
airplanes
You're
are
cleared to
started
disconnect.
pneumatically
We
or
will
by
be
air.
watching for the pin and the
And
release for
if
guidance
the
on
air
right
conditioning
side
is
of the
on, we're
airplane,
using up the air and it won't
we'll
start
see
the
you guys
engines.
next time through.
So that's simply, simply put,
John
that's what
ground,
it is.
November 978 Alpha Papa,
All
ready.
right, so
at Dove,
before
ready
starts
taxi with the
complete,
weather.
we verified the oil and everything else is good, and we're going to go ahead and start engine 2 first because we're
Renton
burning from
76
the
Alpha
left
Papa,
wing
going
tank.
ground
Engine
runway
2's on the
20
right
left
side.
at Kilo Taxi Alpha
So
Hotel
engine 2
Charlie.
to ground.
Alpha
and
Hotel
start valves open. Go
Charlie,
ahead and time it.
20 left, 8 Alpha Papa.
We have N2 rotation there, which is the inside of the engine. You're not going to see spinning, but you can see that we have some N1 rotation there too. And oil pressure, N1, and let's go ahead and introduce fuel. We're at 20%. We should have a light off here. There it is, EGT, which means fuel is burning. N2 is still increasing, oil temperature, oil pressure, N1 increasing as well. And we're waiting for starter cutoff there at 56% of N2 rotation. Alright, there's starter cutoff. We'll just wait for engine 2 to stabilize. And then we will start engine number 1. Alright. It is stabilized. Let's go ahead and engine number 1 to ground. start valve is open. Now it's letting air into the engine. And we're looking for N2 rotation down here. 8%, 9%, and 1 rotation. Oil pressure increasing at about 20%. We'll introduce fuel. There's 20. Let's go ahead and introduce fuel, and we're looking for EGT light off there. There it is. EGT increasing normally along with N2 and N1, and oil pressure and oil temperature will take, well, if it's a cold day, will take a long time, but because it's a hot day today, it's basically already warmed up. So oil temperature's coming up too. And we got the passenger signs on. There we go. Okay. It's weird. Okay. All right. So we got 2 healthy engines. Let's go ahead and check the generators. Generator 1 is giving me 115 volts, and generator 2 is giving me 115 volts. So we can switch to the engine generators. There we go. All right, we don't need the APU anymore. That's done. And let's go ahead and get the taxi lights on, and we can get the packs back on. We can get the isolation valve auto, APU bleed off. Engine start switches go to continuous. And
John,
that's
we ground
basically
over
it.
978 Alpha Papa with you, 20 left at kilo.
Gonna take off Papa Tommy Tower and
And we'll go ahead and set flaps 5 for
Alright, 20
takeoff.
left at kilo, they're for takeoff, Alpha Papa.
And we'll go ahead and set the auto brake to RTO. And the trim is already set. And we're going to go ahead and do a flight control check. So let's go ahead and do a flight control check here. Left aileron, left spoiler goes up. Up elevator. Right aileron. Down elevator. Got right rudder. And we got left rudder. Flight controls are free and correct. And hydraulic pressure is about 3,000 pounds on both hydraulic systems A and B. That's good. Should have a minimum of 2,800 pounds. Alright, so we're going to go that way. Flaps set. Let's go ahead and do the before taxi. Generators on, pitot heats on, anti-heights on, hydraulic panel set, isolation valves auto, engine start switches are in continuous. Okay, and probe heat, anti-ice, auto brakes, engine start levers, flight controls, ground equipment.
American 130 contact Palm Springs
Let's go
Tower.
ahead and begin the taxi. The nose wheel's not turning. There it is. That was weird. Okay. Oh.
San Luis Tower, Skyhawk, November 16, November Whiskey, radio check.
November 16, San Luis Tower, we do that in clear.
He wants me to enter at Alpha 8, which is
16
an
November Delta,
intersection
thanks.
takeoff. It's not full length. Let's see where we're at here, though. So I know I'm at the Charlie gates.
American 130 Palm Springs Tower, wind 110.
Okay, so we really don't need the airport diagram anymore because we already know where we're at this point. Let's go ahead and get the departure procedure up. Alright, say goodbye to Vegas there. Bye Mandalay Bay, bye Luxor, bye whatever that is, bye Circus, bye New York.
San Luis Tower, Skyhawk 3852 Lima. We're working on our Cat 2 rating, approximately 12 miles southeast of the full stop.
Alright, so this is Bravo, from the looks of it.
Number 3852 Lima, San Luis Tower makes straight in runway 29 or report 2 mile final.
Charlie, and that's Bravo 7. So let's
straight
see.
in,
Charlie, Bravo
29, we'll report
7.
2 mile final for 3852.
Let's see, we're in Charlie and Bravo 7. Let's go ahead and tell them that we're ready to go. Yeah, Las Vegas ground, Southwest 5175 is at the Charlie gate. We're ready for taxi, and we have uniform.
5175 Las Vegas ground, runway 8 left at Alpha 8, taxi via Bravo.
Okay, runway 8 left at Alpha 8, taxi via Bravo, Southwest 5175. Alright, so 8 left at Alpha 8, taxi via Bravo. Alright, left's clear and right's clear.
Alpha Papa's
So
2000.
before taxi, the before takeoff checklist is next.
970 Papa Roger, radar contact departure.
Alright, departure at Alpha Papa.
Okay, so here's Bravo, taxiway Bravo, straight ahead of us. We're going to go to Alpha 8, which is going to be to our right. So we're going to continue. So you can see that it took more time to prepare the
10 minutes
flight
Papa
than
says
to
on
actually
departure,
fly the
10
actual
description is in my
flight,
navigation.
because it's just, that's the way it is.
Water ski 4640, contact Oslo approach 126.1.
We want to maintain runway center line, or taxiway center line, as much as possible. That's Alpha 6. It's hard to tell where center line is from the left seat. Yeah, there we go.
Ski 4640, Oslo approach to maintain 8,000 as of the Apple Valley weather expected visual approach.
And the next one should be Alpha 7 there. Okay, so I won't be doing much explaining of anything. I'm just going to be flying below 10,000 feet. Once we get above 10,000 feet, then we can talk and whatever. I can talk about things, but I'm going to be concentrating on what I'm doing because that's just the way it is. There's a lot. It's a high workload.
Water ski
initially.
4640, turn right heading 360.
So climb via SID. Let's see here. Our top altitude's flight level 190. We're just going to go ahead and put 190 here. There it is. Flight level 190 set. And the transponder is on altitude reporting mode. Alpha 7. Alpha 8 is the next one. Let's go ahead and blank the lower DU there. We don't need that anymore. Alright, that's Alpha 8. Alright, let's go ahead and switch to tower, and we're going to go ahead and put the departure frequency in as well. And let's overshoot it just a bit there. Alright, 25 left, right 7 left is identified. Yes, this is an old, the new runway is now 8 left because the magnetic variation has changed. And that's another story that we'd have to get into. It's, yeah, we'll just say it's 8 left because it actually is 8 left now. Let's go ahead and put the departure frequency in. Just going to be 1259er.
left on Juliet.
So 1259er. 125.9.
American 130, taxi parking via whiskey.
Park via whiskey, American
There it is,
130.
1259er. Alright, before takeoff, flap set, trim is set, and we'll get the landing lights once we're out of the runway. Engine start switches are continuous, and the strobe light will come on. We'll start the clock.
Water ski 4640, turn right heading
So let's
180.
go ahead and Las Vegas Tower, good afternoon. Southwest 5175 is short of 8 left at Alpha 8, ready for departure. Why?
5175, Las Vegas Tower, runway 8 left at Alpha 8, clear for takeoff, wind variable at 3.
Clear for takeoff, runway 8 left at Alpha 8, Southwest 5175. Okay, so right is clear, nobody's landing, nobody's taking off or landing on the other side. Looked like that was a lightning strike down there. Okay, left and right is clear. Entering the runway, let's go ahead and get the strobe lights on. Strobe and steady. Landing lights can come on. And let's go ahead and get the transponder to TARA. And we'll start the clock. And line up on center line. I didn't get the auto throttle on. Let's go ahead and do that now. And then we'll arm the LNAV. Okay, engines are stabilized. We'll go 40%. Make sure that they're both stable.
And tower, Skyhawk 3852 Lima, 2 mile final.
Okay, and we're ready to go. Go ahead and toga. 91.8%. Thrust is set. Alright, so we're looking for 80 knots. We're going to cross-check the speeds there. Wind is variable. Airspeed's alive.
San Luis Tower, Skyhawk 3852 Lima, 2 mile final, runway 29.
Water ski 4640 cleared visual
80
approach
knots,
Alpha Valley. No
cross-check.
traffic is between you and the airport. Report IFR cancellation is 60 for change to advisory approved.
Alright, airspeed's
San
building
Luis
very
Tower,
slow.
3852
It's
Lima,
very
radio
hot.
Very fast move out of clear.
This is not good.
Runway 29 or clear to land.
Alright.
Clear to land 29.
V1, rotate. V2.
V2.
Yeah, there's the end of the runway right there. Alright, V2. Positive rate of climb, gear up. Alright, gears come up. Alright, so 2,682 feet, and then we can start to turn. And our first restriction is Baker at or below 7,000. And we're going to fly a 079er course initially. Yeah, we're building speed real slow, so we're not going to follow the flight director because the airspeed needs to come up. We're going to keep the nose down just a bit. Alright, we're going to go flaps 1, speed checks, and flaps 1. Alright, let's go ahead and we're gonna start turning soon. Alright, gear is up. We're gonna get it in the off position. Go ahead and get the taxi light off. And auto brake can come off as well. That was a lightning strike there. That's Lake Mead over there. Yeah, there's thunderstorms all around that area.
Loud and clear.
Okay, after takeoff checklist, flaps are up. Where is it? Engine bleeds, packs, auto, landing gears up and off, flaps are not up yet. We're going to go ahead and get them up here very soon. And he's going to tell me to contact departure here soon. Alright,
Southwest
flaps up.
5175 contact departure.
Departure, Southwest 5175. Alright, let's go ahead and contact departure. Las Vegas departure, good afternoon. Southwest 5175 leaving 6,000, climbing via the Boche departure.
Southwest 5175, Las Vegas departure, radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 190.
Climb maintain flight level 190, Southwest 5175.
We're 3852 Lima taxi ramp via Alpha, and remain this
So we're
frequency.
just going to hand fly the
Pass
airplane
on
for
taxi ready.
now, just because it's boring if you don't hand fly it. Yeah, our climb is definitely degraded, and we're not even that heavy
We're
today.
978 Alpha Papa, SoCal approach squawk 1661.
We're at 130,000 pounds. Okay, so now we've been cleared to our top altitude, so any of the restrictions we don't have to abide by them anymore. Because he's cleared us to our top altitude of flight level 190. And now once we get to 19,000 feet, we can't climb until they tell us to climb any further. That's how it works. Alright, so after takeoff checklist is complete, flaps drop, gears up,
November
packs
Whiskey, San Luis Town,
on.
Roger, report 2 mile final, runway 29.
And we're going to make sure we don't bust at 250 below
978 Alpha
10,000.
Papa, radar contact, maintain VFR, John Wayne altimeter
Once we get above
2992.
10,000 feet, we'll accelerate. Alright, there's 10,000 feet. Engine set switches can come off, and we're going to get the outboard landing lights off. Alright, outboard landing lights are off. And let's go ahead and accelerate to 280 knots now.
Barsky 4640, Roger, I have parking station received.
Yeah, there's Vegas over there. There's the strip. Okay. So we'll probably be on the ground in about another 30 minutes or so. That's how quick it's going to be. Following the flight director here. Alright, let's go ahead and get the autopilot on now. And we'll level change.
8 Alpha Papa negative contact, John Tower 119.9.
Alright, there we go. Yep. I mean, most pilots don't even fly that long. They would have already gotten the autopilot on about 400 feet in the air. But, you know, make it somewhat interesting.
For 978 Alpha Papa, John Tower, enter left, downwind runway 1, correction runway 20 left, John altimeter 2992.
That's Boulder City Airport right there. Or actually, that's,
Southwest 5175, contact LA Center 133.55.
133.55, Southwest 5175.
We're 16 number Whiskey inside, runway 29 clear, touch and go, and then LA left, bus traffic. Radar platform runway 20 left.
Or wait for him to stop transmitting. Okay, there he goes. LA Center, good evening. Southwest 5175, climbing through 17,400 via the boat J departure.
Remember 978 Alpha Papa John Wayne Tower, runway 20 left, clear to land.
Flight 119.0, I guess. That's like what I should have told him.
Dallas 5175, Los Angeles Center, climb maintain flight level 260.
Let's go 29902. Climb maintain flight level 260, Southwest 5175. Let's go ahead and 260. Let's go ahead and set the altimeters first. So passing through our transition altitude, like we were talking about earlier, 18,000 feet, we have to reset our altimeter so everybody's on the same altitude. I don't want people to be at different altitudes, they run into each other. There's 260 or 26,000 feet is set, and 280 knots on the speed for the climb. We got about 6,000 feet to climb to. All right, so we're heading towards Boch. We're going to be at or above 13,000 there. And then 15 miles from that is Wig. I gotta say, this is my favorite view. I'm pretty sure everybody realizes that now. Isn't she clean? Look at that. With the flaps up. Oh my god. She's like a knife. Look at that wing. So beautiful. Okay, we are coming up on Wig in 12 miles, and we should have about 6,800 pounds of fuel. We have 6,700, so we're a little bit on the low side, not by much. But both sides are close to equal on fuel quantity. So we always verify fuel just to make sure we don't have a fuel leak, which would be bad since we don't have much fuel on board today anyway. And we got about 414 knots of ground speed right now. And in miles an hour, it's going to be multiply that by 1.15, and you'll get your miles an hour. And we're doing 476 miles an hour over the ground right now. So I don't know if this is one of Southwest's shortest revenue flights, but it has to be close because it's only 176 miles. Alright, our FMC is saying we're using reserve fuel. No, we're not. No decision path after... What? Nah, who cares? These computers don't know anything. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and go Mach 0.6... Go Mach 0.70.
Pop taxi via Charlie Hotel and Alpha to the ramp. Remain this frequency.
Shit in equals shit. What does that mean? Shit in equals shit out. I don't know. I don't get it. Could you elaborate? What does that mean? All right, let's go ahead and go 0.70 on the Mach number. Wait for her to climb to the cruise altitude first, or else the nose is going to keep coming down. All right, there we go, 0.70. Saying for computers, if you feel that going to
remember whiskey,
well, that's it. Well, I always say garbage in, but yeah, I guess that'll work too. Shit in, shit out. Garbage in, garbage out. You're only going to get what you put in, right? I mean, well, any time I've flown, I mean, I use SimBrief for dispatch. So every time I fly, it'll tell me I'm using my reserve fuel. So right now I'm talking climb, we're 6,300 pounds, and SimBrief is going to tell me something different here, I'm sure. Where's my... There it is. Saying 6,800, so we're 500 pounds short, according to SimBrief. That's okay. Because we're going to be coming up on our top of descent soon. Alright, so we're heading to Fila now, so we're going to be looking at the Eagles arrival here. Let's go ahead and look at the Eagles 2 arrival at Fila. And then our first restriction's at Pyric, and we've got to be flight level 260. Now let's get rid of this. And let's get rid of this. And let's get rid of this. Let's see here. And let's go ahead and the Eagles 2. So you can see what I'm doing here. So our first restriction here is going to be at Pyric, and we got to be at 24,000 feet or above, flight level 240 and 280 knots. So we're going to be close to starting our descent here. So because from Fila to Pyric is only 20 miles.
6 number whiskey, Roger.
So let's go ahead and let's do the descent checklist. So initial reference, we are currently at 132,200 pounds. And you know what? We're going to do a flaps 40 landing today. Yeah, I haven't done a flaps 40 landing in a long time in this airplane. So VREF is 135, and it looks like the winds at Ontario are 25013 gusting 18. Okay, maybe we won't do a flaps 40 landing since the winds are gusting. Let's do a flaps 30. Yeah, you have a higher gust component with less flaps, so yeah, it could be too. I don't know. I'm not type rated on the 737, so I don't know if it's fuel hungry or not. But anyway. And let's go ahead and download the ILS just in case we do end up getting the ILS approach. Never can be too sure. Always be prepared. We don't have much time to do it either because our top of descent is coming up. This is how quick this flight is. Nobody believes me, and I'm telling you. This is what it is. And 26 left. .26 left. I already got 26 left. I downloaded it twice. Let's go 26 right.
Southwest 5175, send via the Eagles 2 arrival, Ontario altimeter 2901.
We're going to send via the Eagles 2 arrival. We are going to start our descent now, 2901, 76175. Let's go ahead and start the descent. Alright, so descent checklist. Don't have much time here. Alright, descent checklist. Pressurization is set. And landing altitude is set. Recalls checked. Auto brake. Let's go ahead and set the auto brakes to 3. Auto brake set, approach briefing complete, and landing data set. We're going to be 142 plus 10. It's going to be 152 for the wind component. Let's go ahead and level change it. Actually, no, we'll just vertical speed it. And we'll signal for descent. Let the cabin crew know that we're going to start descending here. If they don't know it, they know it now. So.
For 3852 Lima, Southern West ground, roger, runway 29 taxi via Alpha.
We'll just do like a shallow 1,000 feet a minute. And maintain 280 knots. Okay, so we've got both ILSs in. Let's go ahead and put the frequencies in just in case, because this is very, very quick, and we're going to get behind the airplane if we screw around and not do anything. So 1097 on the ILS. 1097. I'm one person. I don't have another crew member to help me out here, so 1097. We're going to go ahead and put that in. And we're going to go ahead and put the approach course, which is going to be 258 for 25 right. So 258 and then 25 left. Most likely we're going to get 26 right. So because that's closest to the terminal, we're going to go terminal 4. So 258 is set. We're going to go ahead and set the captain's side to 258 as well. Just in case we do get the ILS. I would rather land visually, and it looks like it's going to be visual anyway, but for whatever reason, if we can't, we have the ILS as a backup. Alright, and the missed approach altitude is going to be 794 feet for 26. 688. Let's go ahead and set that as well. Alright, Larson, let's go ahead and continue to descend here. I'm going to go 210, and then you know what, we'll just continue with the ILS later. Once we get closer in. So the only speed restriction was at Larson, so 280 knots. But we're going to maintain 280 knots anyway. We might have to speed brake it a little bit here. So 210 at Larson, and then at June Boy, we got to be below 210 and above 17,000. So once we pass Larson, we can go down to 17,000 feet. And let's go ahead and get the ATIS for Ontario while we're just sitting here doing nothing. KONT. KONT, looks like lightning strike.
2.18. Altimeter 299er1. Visual approach runway 26 left, 26 right, in use. Departing runway 26 left, 26 right. Read back all runway assignments, and hold short instructions. All VFR departures, contact clearance delivery with your aircraft type, initial heading, and requested cruise altitude. Advise on initial contact you have Golf. Ontario International.
Let's re-listen. Alright, we have Golf, 299er1. That's good enough for me. We don't need the rest of it. Perfect. So 299er1, and we're going to be descending through flight level 180 soon here, so... Fuel the actual fuel, subtract from the gross weight before selecting VREF. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, you know what? I've always just done it this way and it's worked. Yeah, drag required after Eagles. Oh, I'm sure. I didn't think about that though. I've never done that before.
352 Lima, Southern West Tower.
We'll have to try that.
Left closed traffic approved, runway
Progress
29,
page. Look at difference between. Let me try that here. Progress page. Difference between estimated fuel at field and actual fuel. Subtract. There we go. It's saying 5.4, and our actual fuel is 5.8, and subtract that from the gross weight. Oh yeah, 5.4, 5.8. That's 0.4. So, yeah. Okay, I see what you mean. So we'll take 131.4. Hey, I've never done that before. Thank you, Arctic 476. Right, so 142 is the VREF now, which is going to make it 152. All right, 29901 here on the altimeter. We're passing through 18,000 feet. Come on. All right, let's go ahead and get the speed brake back down here, and we're going to maintain 270 knots. All right, so yeah, that actually worked. I didn't think about that. Less chance of floating now. Yeah, and I'm notorious for floating this airplane. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's see here. Thank you for that, Jackie. And let's go to the next page on the arrival. At Gibney, we got to be at or below 16,000. Now we just passed over Jackie, so let's go ahead and descend. And then at Gray, at or above 11,000. So, you know, we can actually continue to descend. We'll just go to 11,000 here. And there are no speed restrictions on the SID anymore, except until Eagles at 2040 knots. That was lightning or something. Wow. This is supposed to be any convection over here. So we're over the desert right now. This is, let's see, where's Victorville? I think we're kind of over Victorville right now. That's Big Bear Lake over there to our 10 o'clock or so. All right, yeah, it's 2353 Zulu, so it's fairly new. And 29901. Actually, it's about 30 minutes old. Formation Golf. Yeah, the observation's about 30 minutes old. Golf. You know what? Let's get the auto throttle off. We don't need that anymore. And we can probably, if we wanted to,
5 to Lima, runway 29 curve the option.
hand fly. He's going to give us SoCal approach here fairly soon, so. Yeah, I do like that though. I've never calculated that way. I just use what's there, but it's not accurate because we're going to burn more fuel by the time we get to our approach. So you're right about that. I didn't even think about doing that. That's just more laziness than anything else, I guess. Yeah, so yeah, the winds are 25013 gusting 18, so that's 6 plus, that's about 6 plus 6 or 12 knots to that. So 142 plus 12 is going to be 154. And we are still doing 280 knots.
Waterski 4640. Actual approach, clear from the Apple Valley Airport to the John Wayne Airport as filed.
And passing the 10,000
Maintain
feet,
8,000.
we're going to get the engine start
Departure
switches back on.
frequency.
We'll get all the landing lights back on as well.
126.1, squawk
Let's go ahead and arm the
3157.
speed brake.
For release.
We might have to use the speed brake, actually. I don't know if we're going to be able to bleed off 30 knots of airspeed, or 40 knots.
4640 readback, correct, revised winner number 1 for airport release. Southwest 5175, contact SoCal approach 135.4.
135.4, Southwest 5175. Alright, here we go. SoCal approach, good afternoon, Southwest 5175. We're sending sending through 11,800 via the Eagles to arrival, and we have Golf.
Southwest 5175, SoCal approach, Roger, thanks for golf. Expect visual approach runway 26 right.
Okay, we'll expect the visual approach for 26 right, Southwest 5175. Yes, we got 26 right. That is actually that's Lake Arrowhead right there that we're coming up on. That is Lake Arrowhead. It doesn't look very pretty in this simulator, but... And that should be Big Bear right there. Okay, we're slowly but surely bleeding off speed here. Go ahead and go 11. Let's go 10,000 now.
Southwest 5175, fly present heading, vectors visual approach, descend and maintain 900,000.
Okay, we'll fly our present heading for a vector's visual approach and we'll descend and maintain 900,000 Southwest 5175. Okay, so present heading for the visual, let's go ahead and autopilot, disengage my controls. I'm going to go ahead and do the present heading and we're going to descend to 900,000. Okay, let's go ahead and get the engine start switches to continuous, get the landing lights, all of them on. There we go. I'm going to be past the 10,000 here, so I'm going to have to concentrate. Just trying to bleed this airspeed off.
Southwest 5175, descend and maintain 8,000.
Down to 8,000, Southwest 5175, and we're descending slowly because we're trying to bleed our speed off.
Roger.
He's probably wondering why our rate of descent is not very high, but we could speed brake it. You know what, we can go flaps 1 now. We are below 250 knots. Speed check, flaps 1. Alright, we got the descent checklist complete. Altimeters are set. Landing lights on, auto brake set, speed brake armed.
Southwest 5175, turn 20 degrees left.
20 degrees left, Southwest 5175. Come on, speed. There's Lake Arrowhead right there. We'll get to the captain's side there. That is Lake Arrowhead. Alright, there's 20 degrees and level the wings. Let's go ahead and continue to descend here. Okay, let's go flaps 5, speed check. We're below 250 knots, so we can do that as well. And what lake is that? Is that Crestline? Oh no, I don't know what that is. It's hard to tell. I haven't done this approach in a long time. It's always a fun one. Let's go ahead and get the tower and the standby frequency. Ontario Tower is 120.6. That way we're just not behind the airplane to get these things done here. 1206 is set in the standby. So when we contact tower, we're ready to go.
52 Lima, runway 1800, cleared for the option.
Okay, now we're at 8,000, so we can bring the nose back up here.
Southwest 5175, turn 10 degrees left.
10 degrees left, Southwest 5175. Okay, so we're going to go 190 on the course now.
Southwest 5175, set and maintain 6,000.
Down to 6,000, Southwest 5175. He's trying to give me some room to bleed off my speed is what he's doing, so... Okay.
JetBlue
So
6106,
we
number clearance southwest.
154 is VREF because the winds are gusting. 13 knots gusting 18, so... Alright, that's no, actually that's... What is that? I think that's supposed to be Rialto Airport, which doesn't exist anymore. This is an old simulator. That's San Bernardino Airport right there. That's San Bernardino. We're coming right over Highland. Actually, no, this is like
Southwest 5175 to maintain 4,000 airport 2 o'clock and 13 miles advising you have in sight.
Okay, down to 4,000. We have airport in sight, Southwest 5175.
Southwest 5175, cleared visual approach runway 26 right.
Yeah, we're cleared visual approach 26 right, Southwest 5175. Okay, so we got the airport
JetBlue
in sight. It's right over there.
6106,
It's hard
go to the Los
see it.
Angeles airport, Bevel 6 departure, Seal Beach, transition, and then direct. Climb via the SID, set maintain 10,000, squawk 1702.
Alright, you know what? Let's get the gear down to slow the airplane down. Float 210 knots here. Go ahead and start turning now. I can see 26 right.
6106, back right.
Okay, gear down. That'll slow her down a bit. And we're cleared for the visual approach. Okay, speed check, flaps 15. We are below 200 knots. We can probably go flaps
Epic
15
5,
if we
Pop
wanted
Tango,
to.
bullhead grounds.
Okay,
Stand by.
flaps 15.
Epic 5, Pop Tango, runway 16, taxi via Alpha.
200 knots is the maneuvering speed for 15, and we're at 190.
Southwest 5175, VFR traffic is 11 o'clock and 3.5 miles, turning northbound, altitude indicates 2,500.
Oh, that's him. We have traffic inside Southwest 5175.
Southwest 5175, roger. Contact Ontario Tower 120.6.
Okay, 120.6, and we'll maintain visual separation from that traffic, Southwest 5175.
Roger.
Okay, so 1206, let's go ahead and tower 1206. Yeah, what is that guy doing? I can't see him from my angle. He's over there. He's not a factor. Ontario Tower, good afternoon, Southwest 5175. Visual approach 26 right.
Southwest 5175, Ontario Tower, roger. Wind 240 at 13, gust 18, runway 26 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 26 right, Southwest 5175. 240, 13, gust 18. We can already see the crab. All right, let's go ahead and speed check. Let's go flaps 30. All right. Let's go ahead and trim her. Come on, darling. I'm going to trim you out. Alright, yeah, you can see where the nose is pointing and where the runway's at. Let's go ahead and add some power here. We're going below VREF.
Traffic.
Oh, we do have it. There he
Henderson
is.
Brown,
He's
Piper
coming
792 Victor Alpha.
right to left, right in front of us. That's our
parking, ready
TCAS.
to taxi with November for
What is this guy
southwest,
doing?
southwest departure.
It's telling me to climb.
792 Victor Alpha, Henderson ground, runway 17 right,
at?
taxi via Alpha Hotel.
We just got a TCAS
17
climb.
right
if this
via
was real
Alpha
life, we
Hotel
would have had to
to
respond to that climb. We wouldn't have just been doing what we're doing here. I don't know what that guy was doing. And Ontario Tower, just to let you know, we just got a TCAS climb for Southwest 5175 for that traffic.
Southwest 5175, roger. Yeah, he's outside of the Class Charlie airspace, so technically there's nothing we can do about that.
Yeah, not a problem, Southwest 5175. Just wanted to let him know. Okay, so before landing checklist, engine start switch is continuous, landing gears down and 3 green, flaps 30, auto brakes armed, speed brakes armed, auto brakes set, speed brakes armed, before landing checklist complete, and we're cleared to land. Somebody that's joyriding, I guess. Alright, so we're going to maintain the crab until about 20 feet, and we'll decrab.
Bullhead Tower, Epic 5 Papa Tango, holding short runway 16.
We're at 5 Papa Tango, Bullhead Tower, runway 16, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 16, cleared
It's
for
been
takeoff.
35 minutes,
Epic
look at
5
that.
Papa
35
Tango.
minutes on the
Just
dot.
5
What did I
Lima,
say?
runway 29, cleared for the option.
35 minutes of flight time.
29 are clear for the option. About 2 minutes.
Alright, so before landing check's complete, and we are cleared to land. Trying to maintain speed as much as we can, but with this gusty condition, it's tough. But Yeah, we're probably going to float anyway. We got so much airspeed with this headwind. That's why I've got auto brakes to 3. Yeah, you can see that where the nose is at. See where the nose is at and where the airplane is supposed to be going. Watch, we're going to give it some right rudder here.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Oh, that was a float. No. Yeah. Float. Oh, come on, get down. Oh, jeez. I told you I was going to float her. All right, reverses. 100 knots. 80 knots. Keep that wing into the wind. Yeah, we floated like crazy. All right, manual braking.
Dallas 5175, turn right, 1 able, taxi via November, and Papa November 1 to the ramp, remain this frequency, good day.
Get right 1 able, taxi via November, Papa November 1 to the ramp, and remain this frequency, Southwest 5175. All right. Auto brakes can come on. Welcome to Ontario. 37 minutes later. Huh. Jeez. Papa, and this should be November here, if I'm not mistaken. Papa and November to the ramp. Yeah, this is November right here. All right, let's go ahead and get the flaps up. And we're going to get the landing lights off. That would have been a good landing if I didn't float it. At least I maintained center line. All right, engine start switches come off. Taxi lights are already off. Strobe lights can come off. And he wants me to go November 1. Whoa, okay, let's look it up. All right. And let's go ahead and get the transponder off as well. Yeah, that was some float, let me tell you. I don't think I've ever floated that long with that airplane. You had to jinx me, Arctic, say less chance of floating. I've never floated this much with the 737. Oh, we got the speed brake still up. See, we're talking, not paying attention. And there's Papa, and he wants me to go November 1. Right's clear, left is clear, and... approach was good, but that was not an acceptable landing. All right, after landing, it's done, and let's go ahead and get the APU on. And then we're going to go to Terminal 4, which is, actually we'll just go to Terminal 2. I don't feel like taxing all the way down there. There's our gate. Yeah, that's what it is.
Henderson Tower, Piper 792 Victor Alpha, holding short of 17 right.
Piper 792 Victor Alpha, Henderson Tower, straight out departure approved, runway 17 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 17 right, straight out departure approved, 2 Victor Alpha.
San Luis Tower, Skyhawk 3852 Lima, clear of 29 around Foxtrot.
35 Lima, roger, taxi to the ramp via Alpha, and remain this frequency with
Alright, there it is.
the Cat 3 rating.
Well, at least it was a very
Taxi
smooth
Alpha,
landing. We
and
just
I'll
used
stay
up
with you. Thanks so
about
much, 352.
90% of the runway, that's all. And there we are. Yeah, there you go. All right. Let's go ahead and check the APU generator. It's online, and switch to the APU generator. There it is. And we'll go ahead and kill fuel to the engines. And once we are 20% of N2 or lower, we can turn the anti-collision light off, the little blinky thing at the top there. Well, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. We'll do it again next time. This is a fun flight because it was short. I really enjoyed that. You know,
Water ski 46
and then,
time now
it doesn't get boring.
0045. Current void if not airborne by 0055.
Please like and follow. And my YouTube channel is also Jet Airplane. Like and subscribe there too. I'll be uploading this to YouTube as well. Fly safe, have fun, and we'll see you next time.